This is KUGAN CASSIUS Rifle TV in association with McGUIGAN in Marbella with the final press conference for Frampton versus Quigg here in Manchester. With me, I've got trainer Shane McGUIGAN.
Yeah.
Another lively press conference there.
Always. I don't think you can get these two sides in and not have a lively press conference. It was a good one.
You seem a bit reluctant to get involved in some of the biting going on there.
I've said it, I mean, I'm not. It's not my place to be bad mouthing people. I have the utmost respect for Joe Gallagher. He clearly doesn't have a respect for me. Maybe in time, maybe it's an age factor. I don't know. But the fact is that I've been in a good few world title fights, and I've been in some big stage fights with David Haye coming back, George Groves, for instance. Headline shows, and I've never once had an argument with an opposing trainer. But he seems to have these ongoing debates with Oliver Harrison, all these different people with Rocky Field and Investor Callum Smith. He's constantly having debates with people. So I don't know, maybe he's trying to make it about himself.
Do you feel as though you're being discredited as a trainer and what you've done in your professional career by Joe?
I don't think anyone really listens to him. I think they understand that it's a tactic to try and bring me down. And if he genuinely feels like that, then that's his own thought process. I know there's a lot of people out there that admire my work. And at the end of the day, I'm learning. I'm only progressing, and I'm building a stable. And it's just another stepping stone. And you've got to overcome these little issues and deal with them. Did
you feel there was a little bit of disrespect towards your brother Blaine today on that table?
Yeah, it's them trying to get under our skin. The fact is that 103 days ago we got wound up, but that was to sell the fight. You know what I mean? It's just the fight's sold now. You know what I mean? And they're still trying to get under our skin. But if it actually bounced back at them and it backfired, and you could see that whole team was really angry up there, and it almost came across like distasteful and not nice. The fact is that we're here. We're very appreciative of everything that's gone on here. We're really excited about the fight. Scott's a great fighter. Eddie and Dad have come to an agreement and done this business deal. They don't really need that much respect between each other. And Joe and myself should have amicable respect for one another, but I think it's only coming from one side.
How do you see the dressing room situation being resolved come fight night?
Well, it's the star of the show. It's not a home corner, it's the star of the show. We gave Scott his home corner because we know that he wanted that, right? So we said, okay, that's fine. But it's not the home dressing room, it's the star's dressing room. And the fact is that Carl is left on the poster, come into the ring second, announced second. He is getting the majority of the split when it comes to the actual pay-per-view sales. He's getting a higher percentage. So he's considered the star and the A side. Carl was willing to say to Scott, I will lock that dressing room if you have a real problem with it, and we can both go in two replica dressing rooms of each other that are two very similar sized dressing rooms. I think it's a space that he's used to being in, and it's not only that, it's just it's a slightly bigger dressing room, and everyone will want it. But if none of us can come to an agreement, then why not just lock it and have two? The next one down from that, and there's two of those that are available, and that's what we're willing to do. But he's throwing a tantrum, and really I think it's a superstitious thing, and familiarity breeds contempt, and the fact is that we're not going to allow that to happen.
So obviously it's not in the contract about it.
Yeah.
So if there's a situation where Team Quigg are in that dressing room,
that's what we've heard. They're going to go and camp out in it.
Well, I'm just saying, what's going to happen then? I mean, there's no risk of obviously you lot not fighting over it, is there?
Possibly.
Really?
Yeah,
Shane?
possibly. I don't think it's right. I think this is they're two professionals. They're two world champions. It shouldn't affect one another. The fact is that they don't really have big egos. None of them. So why is an ego trip coming out? And I think it's coming out from one side. Maybe it's not coming out from Scott himself. Maybe it might be coming out from the people surrounding him.
Just going back to the Gloves Are Off, which aired a couple of weeks ago now. Constant references made by Carl about Scott's lack of intelligence, his boxing brain, or lack of. Do you share them same views about Scott?
No, I think it's once again it's a thing to sort of say Scott. He doesn't adapt, and what he does is he gets told what to do, and he's constantly getting told how to fight. And I think if you listen to Joe, he's always telling him, do this, do that, don't freeze, don't panic when you get hit with a few shots, move your head side to side. That's a calming voice for him in the corner, and I think that's what Carl's trying to say. Is you know, a lot of really world-class fighters get hit a few shots, notice that they're freezing and panicking, and they naturally do it. He has to be told it, and I think that's one of the things that he says is lack of intelligence. But you know, Scott's Scott. You know, he's a decent, intelligent guy. I think he's let himself down a little bit there today, but you know, I know after the fight he'll be back to his usual self.
But you're confident that Carl will stop Scott on Saturday night?
Possibly. I think I'm definitely 100% confident that he's going to beat Scott Quigg. I'm 100% confident. That's genuinely. Like, you know, there's not a doubt in my mind, because you know, although it wasn't perceived that way behind the gloves, we have done everything and more to prepare for this fight, and it's been a fantastic camp. He's raised himself to a new level, a level that I didn't even know was possible, but that's once again in the gym, and we have to go and do it on the night. But whether it'll stop him or not, I don't know. I think, you know, he's a world-class fighter, and as I said in the press conference, you know, you're up at that elite level, and 2 and 3% is a massive percentage when you're up at that level, and you know, it's just going to come down to who. You know, I don't think Scott's going to get stopped. I'm not sure of that. It depends. If he gets really reckless, if he's behind on points, gets really reckless, he could walk onto him. But I don't think he'll get stopped. Too tough for that.
All right. When can we expect to hear news of David's opponent?
I think he's waiting for all this to tide over, and then he'll have something for you next week.
All right, no problem. Shane McGuigan, thanks for talking to IFL TV.
Cheers. Thanks very much.
Thank you very much.